He also supported open borders.
He talks about this wall. I always say, let me know how high it is. If it's 25 feet, then I'll invest in the 30-foot ladder factory.
Just days ago, he said he would invest in a ladder company to defeat Donald Trump's border wall.
He talks about this wall. I always say, let me know how high it is. If it's 25 feet, then I'll invest in the 30-foot ladder factory. That's not how you stop this.
And I think when it comes to a policy record and a policy vision, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance have the undoubted advantage, especially after choosing Walz today. He's somebody who's talked about even building a ladder over the border wall.
You know, conservatives are scared when Fox News and Trump surrogates resort to clipping out phrases to form a narrative about VP Harris's running mate, Tim Walz. Listen to his full comments about the border that they purposefully omitted.
Yeah, well, they're going to say whatever they're going to say. We just need to have good proposals. There's things that we can do. I think we need to acknowledge to folks that every nation in the United States needs to control its border. And I will add the northern border, which Minnesota is on. But you can do that using the right tools, and the Langford Cinema bill that he did kill would have done that. The Border Patrol agents endorsed it. These are folks who know what needs to be done. But he's not interested in solving the problem. What Democrats need to do is acknowledge, and he has ginned up fear, but our border can work better. There's no reason someone seeking asylum, which we will always be a guiding light for, shouldn't have to wait 7 years to have that adjudicated. That's why this bill would have made it 90 days and people either got it or they were removed. And I think seeing a plan that's out there, talking about it with folks, knowing that he's not going to do anything. He talks about this wall. I always say, let me know how high it is. If it's 25 feet, then I'll invest in the 30-foot ladder factory. That's not how you stop this. You stop this using electronics. You stop it using more border control agents. And you stop it by having a legal system that allows for that tradition of allowing folks to come here, just like my relatives did, to come here, be able to work, and establish the American dream. He's not interested in that. He wants to demonize.
I guess when the Trump card was finally played on the border and didn't land the way that the former president hoped it would, despite his directive to Republicans to do nothing about the border, the next step is to just edit a scary border message rather than campaign on facts. VP Harris really might have caught Trump and Vance off guard again with the choice to tap Walz. J.D. Vance kind of even admitted it.
The Democrats have showed a willingness to pull a little switcheroo on us, so I don't even know if we're actually going to get Tim Walz out of this campaign. And I think that a lot of us are asking ourselves, well, it's not going to be official until the Democrats actually nominate him, I guess, at their convention.
These guys are just weird. That's who they are. So it isn't much else. Don't give them the power. Look, are they a threat to democracy? Yes. Are they going to take our rights away? Yes. Are they going to put people's lives in danger? Yes. Are they going to endanger the planet by not dealing with climate change? Yes. They're going to do all that. But don't lift these guys up like they're sometimes the heroes. Everybody in this room knows, I know it as a teacher, a bully has no self-confidence. A bully has no strength. They have nothing. The fascists depend on fear. The fascists depend on us going back. But we're not afraid of weird people. We're a little bit creeped out, but we're not afraid. But look, and then as you heard this, and one day ago, a poll came out and showed Kamala Harris up 10 points and Donald Trump getting his ass handed to him here in Minnesota. So, sorry. But he's here today in the state of hockey to complete his trifecta. He lost in 16, he lost in 20, he loses in 24.
It's that kind of unapologetic messaging that refuses to give any power to Donald Trump's promise of a fascist state, while also highlighting it at the same time. It dulls the potential attractiveness of an authoritarian party to members of society that think hostility and conflict make them badasses. So while Trump world has found themselves trying to explain away everything that J.D. Vance stands for, Tim Walz is free to call them out in plain terms while posting hokey family posts that aren't as obviously manufactured as Vance is.
Hey Minnesota, Governor Walz here, out at the State Fair with my daughter.
Hope.
Every year we as a family do something old and something new. I get to pick something, a classic, the old mill ride, to do that. And then Hope gets to pick something new.
I think we're gonna go do the slingshot.
Which I don't know what it is, and they're keeping it from me. But then we're gonna go get some food, corn dog.
I'm vegetarian.
Turkey then. And
Turkey's meat.
Not in Minnesota, turkey special. And we will go do some of those things and report back.
Oh my God. Oh my. Woo!
Okay. It was so worth it. Good call.
It was good.
Thanks for talking me into it.
Now, let's keep it real. That was obviously shot to show voters how relatable and family-oriented Tim Walz is. Nearly every politician does it because when it connects, it really helps. So when you've never actually been relatable in your life, it's harder to portray it authentically.
Oh, okay, cool. I was in the sheriff's office up there for 15 years.
Oh, I will.
Here, she's just sucked down a full day serving of chocolate milk here. Is this our bill here?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Here's
all right.
your
Now we
bill.
got a dozen cinnamon rolls, right?
Yes, that's
Okay, here. There it is. Great. I got it actually, yeah. All right, now here's what we're gonna do. Thank you. Oh, those are big cinnamon rolls. I'm doing great, man. I'm having a good time. My family's here. They're hopped up on chocolate milk, so it's gonna be a wild plane ride home.
Some conservatives said that they were relieved and even celebrated the decision to go with Walz so that they can attack him on pushing policies that they characterize as radically liberal. But pundits and politicians are finally beginning to embrace it and call those policies what they are: beneficial to Americans.
His executive experience in Minnesota, and I've seen, and Jesse just radiated some of them, the attacks on him as a socialist. I don't know what kind of socialist runs the #6 best state in America for big business. Target is there for a reason. 3M is there for a reason. United Healthcare is there for a reason. General Mills is there for a reason. And the kinds of things that he has gotten past are exactly the kinds of things that Kamala Harris wants to talk about. Things like paid sick leave, $2.3 billion into public schools. He did a huge infrastructure bill.
Was this your top pick?
Yeah, actually it was. What you're going to see is the right trying to define him as Jesse did, but you're going to see that side-by-side picture of Tim Walz after he signed free school breakfast and free lunch. And someone like Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who is a star in the Republican Party, got a prime speaking spot at the RNC, signing a bill to allow kids under 16 to be able to work. That is the contrast here. A guy who wants to put food in kids' bellies and someone who wants kids to be able to work.
That's really what it takes to counter the empty Republican rhetoric that's based solely in name-calling and characterizing helpful policy as destructive. When they take on reality and flip it on its head, it should be simple to take those same criticisms that they have with focusing on American people and let everyone know which ticket actually puts America first and which one is simply using it as a slogan.
You've legalized recreational marijuana, you passed universal background checks on guns, you expanded LGBTQ protections, you implemented tuition-free college for low-income Minnesotans. There's free breakfast and lunch for school kids. Do you think your record is an asset to the ticket, or would it risk fueling Trump's attacks as you being a big government liberal?
What a monster. Kids are eating and having full bellies so they can go learn, and women are making their own healthcare decisions. And we're a top 5 business state, and we also rank in the top 3 of happiness. Look, they're going to label whatever they're going to label. He's going to roll it out, mispronounce names, to try and make the case. The fact of the matter is, where you see the policies that Vice President Harris was a part of making, Democratic governors across the country executed those policies, and quality of life is higher, the economies are better, all of those things. Educational attainment is better. So yeah, my kids are going to eat here, and you're going to have a chance to go to college, and you're going to have an opportunity to live where we're working on reducing carbon emissions. Oh, and by the way, you're going to have personal incomes that are higher, and you're going to have health insurance. So if that's where they want to label me, I'm more than happy to take the label.
If this continues, it looks like MAGA's worst nightmare. To start off by only having extremely racist and misogynistic attacks for Harris, only to be now faced with her running mate that's uncharacteristically unafraid to embrace the played-out attack lines that they've used for decades. And it's panic time when Donald Trump starts posting his grievances and conspiracies, hoping that someone can figure out what the hell he's talking about. What are the chances that crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of the U.S., whose presidency was unconstitutionally stolen from him by Kamala, Barack Hussein Obama, crazy Nancy Pelosi, shifty Adam Schiff, crying Chuck Schumer, and others on the lunatic left, crashes the Democratic National Convention and tries to take back the nomination, beginning with challenging me to another debate. He feels that he made a historically tragic mistake by handing over the U.S. presidency, a coup, to the people in the world he most hates, and he wants it back now. Most people don't wake up from their midday nap and post the dream that they just had. But Trump doesn't realize that no one cares about the fantasies that he's got about wishing that Biden was still campaigning. He's going to have to do more coping or come up with a new approach that doesn't accidentally make the Harris-Walz ticket look better than his.
The way we talk to our children as a teacher
to call our schools, which are the best in the country, we can always do better, but they are the best in the country, to call our schools black holes and disrespect our teachers and our parents and those that are working there is certainly not the key. Not having a plan to equalize school payments by making sure we don't predicate that on property taxes. But if you truly believe in the people, invest in our children, invest in our teachers, and don't you dare call us lazy.